What's going on, guys? Got a special type of video today for you on the New York Giants news and rumors with Big Pat Sports Talk. There's an offensive coach in the NFL, and he's a source. He remains nameless, but he says that the Giants should give up on Saquon Barkley because he does not know how to play running back. And I've been hearing these things coming from the Giants community, and now the offensive coach has said it. So does to make these things true? We'll see. Let's get into it. Welcome to Big Pat Sports Talk. What's going on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all platforms? Welcome to another episode of Big Pat Sports Talk, Giants Talk. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all platforms, welcome. Going to be talking about a subject today. An NFL offensive coach says that Saquon Barkley doesn't know how to play running back. It says he does not know how to play running back, and the Giants should give up on him. Is that a true statement? Is that a statement that has merit when we really talk about Saquon Barkley with the New York Giants? Because I've always came out and said that Saquon Barkley is not a traditional running back. And obviously, this quote here is coming from an offensive coach that loves traditional type running backs in my eyes. I don't know if that's where he's going with it, but that's where I portray he's going with it. And I've always said that Saquon Barkley wasn't a traditional running back. I seen that at Penn State. At Penn State, he was never in between tackle runner with Penn State. He always had the knack because he was just so much more athletic than everybody. He was able to bounce it to the outside and make tremendous plays and just look amazing at Penn State. But you never really saw him run in the trenches. You rarely ever saw him go between the lines, in between those trenches, and get those 2 yards on 3rd and 2, or get those 3 yards on 3rd and 3, or even a 3rd and 1 situations. You really didn't see him do that too much in college. So I already knew that he wasn't going to be that type of back coming here to New York, but I knew that he could be the type of back for which he did in his rookie season. He could get almost 100 catches out the backfield, and he could rush for 1,000 yards because those big gains that he got those 68-yard runs, 70-yard runs, 30-yard runs, 40-yard runs, 35, 25-yard runs, because he's able to break it to the outside. But let's go into detail of exactly what this NFL offensive coach was talking about when he says, and I quote, Saquon Barkley doesn't know how to play running back. So let's look at what he's talking about. As you guys can see, I always bring it up for you. NFL offensive coach Saquon Barkley doesn't know how to play running back. Does not state his name, but ESPN recently put together a list of top running backs in the NFL as voted on by the players, coaches, and scouts. This year's the 3rd installation, and Saquon Barkley didn't make the top 10, but he did get an honorable mention. Now, that honorable mention, he's probably around number 12, number 11. The NFL offensive coach gave Barkley an ugly review, claiming he has no idea how to be an actual running back. Barkley was number 1 on this list 2 years ago. Remember, 2 years ago he was number 1 because he was coming off that rookie season where he just went absolutely nuts. And he says, but his decline has been perceptuous. Injuries have cost him 22 games over 4 seasons, but that's hardly the only issue with his game. In 2021, he produced just under 600 yards and 2 touchdowns on 162 carries. And I quote, Offensive coach says I'm down on him. He still doesn't know how to play running back enough. A veteran NFL offensive coach said he's a bouncer. He wants every run to be a home run. He's going to have to learn that 4-yard runs in this league are good instead of stopping, cutting back, and losing 2. And he's getting his ass kicked in protection. That is true. I cannot deny exactly what that man has said in that quote right there. Let's talk about that quote right there. You know, he's coming off one of his poorest seasons to date. And he says he doesn't play running back enough. And a lot of Giants fans are going to agree with this. I actually agree with it to a certain extent. When we need those grind yards, get those grind yards. Every run can't be a 50-yard run. Every run can't be 30 yards, 20 yards, 15 yards, 50 yards. Every run can't be like that. We need somebody that can hit the hole and get those 4 yards to turn a 2nd and 8 into a 3rd and 4, or turn a 1st and 10 into a 2nd and 6 and make it easier to get those chains moving. We're an offense, especially last year, that was built on just getting the chains moving. Let's get a couple of first downs to see what can happen. Take what the defense gives you, and Saquon Barkley has none of that in him. From what I've seen, the way he plays, he has none of that in him. He'll do that every so often, but he's always trying to bounce it out, and he's right. He's always trying to cut it back. And instead of getting 2 to 3 yards, he loses 3 to 4 yards, or 5 yards, or 6 yards. I call it the Barry Sanders syndrome. Barry Sanders, man, he had a whole season's worth of yards going backwards. But Barry Sanders was very good at running up the hole and bouncing those out for 60, 50, 60, 70 yards. That's why I call him probably the greatest running back of all time. He was able to do that and be very successful, and you didn't even notice that he was losing yardage like that. Saquon Barkley has that in him, but he's not being as successful as Barry Sanders at doing that. So, I mean, that has a lot of merit to what he's saying. And is that true? Does he know how to be a running back? I think he does. I think he just needs a coach that can really coach that into him, and really, I think he really needs to trust his coach. And I think Brian Daboll could get that out of him. You have to really sit him down and tell him, hey, look, just because we're not getting 30 yards on this run doesn't mean you can't break one later in the game when everyone's getting tired. Take the 4-yard run right here, sir. It's 2nd and 6. Take the 4-yard run. Let's get the 3rd and 2 instead of having being 3rd and 8 or 3rd and 9 because you tried to make something happen. And now we can't make a first down because we're in 3rd and longs all the time. 2nd and 5. Take that 4-yard run and let's get the 3rd and 1. Let's pound it to get this first down. Move the chains. That's definitely something Saquon Barkley has to change in his game. Normally, I don't go with these reporters and these quotes from these coordinators and things because they always hide their name. They always hide their face. But this is legit. This is absolutely legit. Whoever this offensive coach is absolutely legit. I mean, man, that's a legit quote right there, and I cannot state that more. I cannot state that even better. He says I'm down on him. He still doesn't know how to play running back enough. He's a bouncer. That is true. That is true. That is true. He didn't say anything wrong right there. He wants every run to be a home run. He did not lie right there. That is fact. He's going to have to learn to take the 4-yard runs in this league are good instead of stopping, cutting back, and losing 2 yards. That is absolute fact. That is absolute fact. And he gets his ass kicked in protection. That is an absolute fact. There's nothing that you can say that this NFL coordinator or NFL offensive coach said that you can say that he took out of context and he's bashing Saquon Barkley. Everything that he said in that quote right there was absolute fact, and I have to agree with him on that. And Saquon Barkley has to change that, man. Saquon Barkley literally has to change that. He has to get better in protection, and he has to learn to take what the defense gives you, live to fight another day. And this is the reason. That's probably the main reason why he's not in the top 10 of running backs, because he doesn't play the running back position the way it's supposed to be played. But on the other side, he's not a traditional running back. And you have to use him like in that Alvin Kamara role. Alvin Kamara, I think, is a little bit better of taking what he can get. He's learned that. But if you use Saquon Barkley in the Alvin Kamara role, I think that's the best role that he can play in this league. And if Brian Daboll do not want to play that role, they do not have a role like that for him on this team, Saquon Barkley may not be on this team next year. But I believe that Alvin Kamara role, the Darren Sproles type role, even the Miles Sanders over in Philadelphia, those type roles are the best for Saquon Barkley. And I think he can be an absolute monster and get back to what he was doing in his rookie year. And if he learns how to hit that hole and just take what the defense gives you sometimes, I think he could be the best running back in the league, and I don't think it would be close. But that's just my opinion on that. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. Saquon Barkley, NFL offensive coach, says he does not know how to play the running back position. He wants to bounce everything, and he loses too many yards on runs, and he does not know how to run protect, and I can't say that he's lying. I can't. But you guys let me know what you think. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. If you want to support Big Pat Sports Talk channel, hit that blue join button and talk your talk with Big Pat Sports Talk and become a member of the Big Blue crew. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. And until the next episode, peace. This has been a Big Blue Crew production.